here's something that's happening now out of the NFL. You think everything's rosy in New York, right? They got Aaron with the Jets. They got Aaron Rodgers, right? They've got the reigning rookies of the year on both sides of the ball. High expectations. Quinnen Williams was all pro last year and really, really started to live up to all of his potential. He was pretty good in 2021 as well, but, I mean, he was dominant last year. And now maybe he wants out of New York. See, this is the move now, Peggy. You know this because you cover the NFL. You take your stuff off of social media, right? Or you post on, you start disassociating yourself with your franchise on social media.
Well, you know what else happens? You give all your money to a quarterback who's 40 years old, right? I'm not kidding you. And then you go, where's my money?
Yeah, he's like, wait a minute.
Where's our money?
What about me?
Exactly. That is exactly what happens.
That's awesome.
That's exactly what happens.
So apparently he updated all of his social media bios to read defensive tackle for ...
Wow.
And so now everybody's, this has got everybody worked up in a lather. Should Detroit trade for him? Should Seattle trade for him? Should the Bears trade for him? And Danny Zetterman upstairs in our meeting, yeah, absolutely. They trade him, trade the picks. And Peggy and I were like, whoa, that thing, mister.
Yeah, I would not give up next year's first round pick. The Bears are not in that position where they could do that yet. They still need too much. You can't.
Well, not only do they still need too much, but let me just throw this out there. I am on Team Justin Fields. Make no mistake. I am.
I know what you're going to say.
But what if in Chicago we still don't have a quarterback? I know that's crazy to think about, but what if he's not the answer? You're going to need those picks for next April. I'm just saying, again, I'm not predicting it. I'm not hoping for it. I am Team Justin Fields.
But
I believe in him, but
every single GM has to prepare for the what ifs. And if you're not prepared, then you look bad.
Right. Are we sure? While I'm on Team Fields right now, if you told me if it's my pick, if I'm the general manager, my picks, I have the power. Those are my picks. You're 100% sure? No. I'm not 100% sure on Justin Fields. I don't know how anybody could be.
Right.
I believe in him. I want him to succeed. I'm glad the Bears are giving him an opportunity. Are you 100% sold, Peggy, that Justin Fields is the quarterback of the future?
I'm not, and I'm a huge fan of his. I was doing cartwheels when he was drafted. I was so excited, but you have to be smart. This is not about, I like Justin Fields. I don't like. No, this is about you have to be smart and prepared for something happens. Now what? Everyone knows this is the year for Justin to prove himself. Everyone, this is not us being mean. This is the year. And if he doesn't, you better be prepared.
And guess what that potentially coincides with next spring? We're talking about the generational talents in hockey and in the NBA this summer. It sure feels like the NFL feels that way about Caleb Williams.
Yeah.
And if you're the Bears, you need to be in position, if need be, to go up and make something like that happen.
You would trade Justin Fields to the Jets for Quinnen Williams and then tank the season so that you could get – what are you saying?
Well, I'm saying you need the picks. You potentially need to be in position. If Justin isn't the answer, you need to be in position to move up to number 1 next year to take Caleb Williams.
True.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
And you're not doing that without the other pick.
Right.
You're not.
Right.
That's the beauty of them getting that pick from Carolina.
Right. You're right.
You need your picks next year in case this doesn't work. That's it.
Wow.
So, no, I'm not trading a first-round pick for Quinnen Williams and redoing his contract as good as he is. I'm not trading a first-round pick for Chase Young. I'm not trading a first-round pick, period, if I'm Ryan Poles. Those picks for next year are gold. And I am not trading them. Sorry.
So, Carm, question then. Would you trade would you trade the right to draft Connor Bedard for 2 first-round picks, 3 first-round picks? The answer would be no, right?
No, because he's generational.
What if somebody if Caleb Williams is viewed that way?
What if it's Houston? Well, I guess Houston doesn't have a pick, do they? Does Houston? Houston
They
doesn't
have a couple picks, but they
they don't. They didn't. They.
Oh, you're right. Yeah,
they traded.
Like what? Like if it's
saying,
Arizona.
what if it's Houston? They're not drafting because they just drafted Bryce Young. They're not drafting. Oh no, I'm sorry. They drafted C.J. Stroud. Excuse me. I'm just trying to remember the draft right now. What if it's Indy? Why am I blanking? Who picked? It's Carolina. Okay, Carolina wouldn't have the first pick either. I'm just running through the scenarios. If it's a quarterback team that doesn't need it,
it would have to be one of the teams that just drafted.
The Bears had the first pick. They weren't drafting a quarterback this year. Next year they might be. So it would have to be one of the teams that just drafted a quarterback. You have to be in position where, if need be, you can find your way to the top of the draft. I'm not trading a first-round pick.
Right.
I'm just not.
Right. But it sure makes it interesting. All of a sudden, the Jets did deny his the fifth-year option. And they're in the midst of talking about a contract extension.
So they picked up his option, right? For he'll plan it this year?
I thought they denied it. I thought next year is his, and they already
this is his 5th year coming up.
This year.
Yes.
This year.
I believe they picked it up. I think he's playing under the option, and he's probably not happy about it because he...
And they're talking about an extension, which is not going well. Because they don't have any money left.
So his option, I think, is worth like $9.5 million, though. He's coming off of a year in which he had double-digit sacks. He had like 30 quarterback hits or something stupid. He was all pro.
Yeah, 28 quarterback hits, 12 quarterback sacks.
Hits. How many TFLs, Peg?
I don't have that.
I mean, he lived in the backfield.
Exactly, yeah.
You know, and it's like he wants more than the $9 million. And like you said, they give the money to the quarterback.
Well, it's true. But, you know, the rich get richer. When you do have a very good defensive line as it is, everyone benefits. I remember that was like Adewale Aguilia. That was the big thing when he came. Everyone was like, "Oh, this is great! Look at his numbers." Yeah. But he was paired with in Miami.
It was Jason Taylor.
Jason Taylor. Thank you.
Yep.
And then he never quite lived up to that when he came to the Bears. Then because look, when you're not surrounded by other phenomenal pass rushers, then all of a sudden
it's a lot harder.
It's a lot harder.
It is. It definitely is.
It's a lot harder.
So would you trade a first rounder for Quinnen Williams potentially? 312-332-3776. Raul's in Logan Square. What's up, Raul?
What's going on? Yeah, I'm with you guys. I want Justin Fields to succeed, and he will succeed. It's a better roster, hopefully, on paper. And, they got the backup to the backup. If he doesn't work out, everybody's going to be reaching out for the USC kid. But you got to realize that the Bears still got money where they could pull something off like the Jets did to go get Aaron Rodgers. They got cap space, This is an organization that's been profitable since the beginning of football, the creation of football. So they're never losing out money. Money shouldn't be an issue. Have they spent money stupidly in the old regimes? Of course. But now this guy Post got a game plan. And if Justin Fields don't pan out, which I highly doubt, he's got too much talent, yeah, you could reach out to get the USC kid, or you could actually find a disgruntled veteran quarterback that's really, really good like Rodgers and plug him in and have a good enough roster to compete. I don't know.
I don't know, Raul, that we could just find another disgruntled quarterback like Aaron Rodgers with that kind of talent. But you do bring up a great point. The Bears do have the money. And they struck out on a couple of the free agents they tried to give money to.
They did.
So maybe this makes Ryan Poles a little bit more aggressive to getting someone.
They can roll some of that over to next year, right? They'll end up rolling a little bit of it over probably. Because I think they're at the requisite floor, if I'm not mistaken. No, I'm not an expert on all things cap, but I think they might be, once they get their draft picks all done, they'll be at the floor. Or they'll be awfully close to it, and some of it could be rolled over, if I understand it correctly. They still have about $30 million, I think.
Yeah.
Mike's in Lombard. Hey, Mike.
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Good.
This is crazy talk. Justin Fields doesn't have to prove himself this year. He proved it last year. He kept us in games. We had no business being him. He had no weapons, dropping the ball right and left. The line was terrible. If you put Jalen Hurts on the Bears last year, he never gets $50 million. year.
Yeah,
He
but
would have been
wait a
stacked, running
second.
for his life.
Even Ryan Poles has admitted this in multiple interviews this year, this offseason, that yes, it is obvious that this is an important year for Justin Fields to prove himself as a passer in the NFL. Not what he did at Ohio State, not as a scrambling quarterback, but as a short range passer in the NFL. This isn't crazy talk. This is coming from the team has admitted it.
Have you when you watch the tapes, the guy is extremely accurate after he started being him after the New England game, 67% passer rating. The guy has a great deep ball, all the intangibles.
We're not talking about the deep ball.
No,
we're not talking about
Mike,
okay.
listen,
He's been
Mike.
very
And
accurate
Mike,
with the deep ball. Everyone knows that.
I know we can.
So
I know
a
there
guy
are some
isn't- a guy
excuses.
isn't-
I know.
What?
I know there. I don't even shouldn't even say excuses. I understand the things that you're bringing up, and they really had a dearth of talent around them. Mike, he threw for 150 yards a game, dude. I mean, stop being ridiculous. Like
It
you
had nothing to do with him, though, guys.
You can't.
It had nothing to do with him.
You know, it definitely did.
Foolish.
Mike. It
Foolish.
definitely
No,
did.
that's
You
not
think Jalen
foolish.
Hurts would have? What do you think Jalen Hurts would have done on this Bears team?
Oh,
with
I don't
the
think he
line
would
and
have
weapons?
nearly taken a team to the Super Bowl. Of course not. That's
And what
neither
do you
here nor
think-
there. I mean,
What do you think Fields would have done on Philly with those weapons and that line and the defense?
I don't know. I don't know. You're making big presumptions, Mike. You're just calling and making big presumptions. I don't know. No, I don't think Jalen Hurts comes to Chicago and takes the Bears to the Super Bowl. Of course not. I don't believe that. The roster does make a difference. It makes a huge difference. And Philly's roster, top to bottom, was largely exceptional. The only question going into last year was Jalen Hurts. He proved himself. He had the roster to support him. But you're making a lot of assumptions. And to think that anybody that's thrown for 150 yards a game in this league has already proved himself, you're being silly and, quite frankly, a little ridiculous.